Here's your zero line. So this is your debit. And then your fly is made up of two spreads that has a short strike and a long strike, right? And then a width. So, and let's say that it is positioned at 41.35. We would say, I have a 30 wide fly at 41.35 and at, let's say, a debit of $3. So that's how you would say it. So you have a credit. Well, then you would say I have a 30 wide fly at whatever the credit is. But I don't know why you would use the credit, because you're putting on an iron fly. Why would you put on an iron fly? Or are you putting on a broken wing fly? There's another question. Why would you put on a broken wing fly? But if you're putting on an iron fly for this type of trade, it's really probably not a great idea. It's essentially the same as a long fly. The only difference really is that you're putting on two short contracts, a short put and a short call. And essentially you're making the whole trade a lot more complex. So there's really no reason to put on an iron fly. Just put on a long put fly or a long call fly. Way simpler, easier to manage, single butterfly. It's way better. All puts, yep, you can put all puts or all calls. And it'll be exactly the same as your iron fly. All right, so here I have a risk graph and I want to put on two flies. So one of them I'm going to put on is going to be an iron fly. Then the other one I'm going to put on is going to be just a regular long put fly, all right? They have exactly the same width. Maybe they're both, say, 10 wide. And they have the same exact debit or same risk, right? What is the difference between those two flies in terms of their max profit and then the way they behave? Right? The answer is that there's zero difference between an iron fly and a long fly. Absolutely zero difference. Other than the fact that the iron fly is way more complex. You have to put on two short spreads. And in most platforms, you would actually have to put on an iron condor and then manipulate it so that the short strikes are the same, etc. Where on putting on a butterfly, it's a lot easier to put on. You're just dealing with 3 parameters, where you're putting on an iron condor, you're dealing with 4 parameters. So it's a lot easier to just put on a long put fly or a long call fly. They're exactly the same. They behave exactly the same. They cost the same. Everything about them is exactly the same. So there's really no reason to put on the iron fly. So I'm just telling that if you're in my service, don't do that. You're just making it harder on yourself. Go with the simplest solution. Easier to manage.